All right, we are going to look at the Unit 4 mid-unit assessment. Number 1, in the equation y equals mx plus b, the b value represents what? And so your xy here is just representing all the points that make up your line. Your m is your slope, and your b is your y-intercept. So the correct answer was b, y-intercept. Number 2, which table contains only values that satisfy the equation y equals 1 half x plus 14? The easiest way to solve this is to substitute your x values in and determine which one has the correct xy pairings for your coordinates. And so all of them had 0 as the first x value, so I substituted 0 in for x and solved for y. 1 half times 0 is 0, plus 14 is 14. So my first coordinate should be 0, 14. So A, automatically, that's not correct. That's going through the origin. But the rest of them do have, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, do have that 0, 14 as the very first point there. Next, we're going to look at 5 because that's my next x value in my table. And so I substituted 5 in for x. 1 half of 5 is 2.5 plus 14. And 2.5 plus 14 is 16.5. Then I was looking at the point 5, 16.5. I've already eliminated A, B, that is not correct. 5, 16.5, C is correct. And then 5, 14.5, that is not correct. So C is the correct table. And you could substitute the rest of your x values in, and they all work. All right, sorry about that. Number 3, the table shows the distance y a cheetah can travel in feet in x seconds. So we have our speed of a cheetah. Here's our seconds, here's our distance, and then to build an equation, we need to know, so we're looking at y equals mx plus b. We need to know the slope and the y-intercept. So what I did here first was I determined how much my x goes up for every y going up. So my x values on my table were going up by 5. And then to determine how much my y values, I was just subtracting. 940 minus 470 is 470. 1,410 minus 940 is 470. And that pattern continues. So to get to 0, I knew I could just subtract my 5 here. And then I needed to subtract 470 from my y value to follow the same pattern. And then 470 minus 470 is 0. So my line is going through the origin, so my y-intercept, my b value, is going to be 0. My slope, to determine that, I needed to look at my change in y, which are these values here, over the change in x. And so when you see this, that's change in y over change in x. So we have 470 divided by 5, which is 94. So I'm looking for a b value of 0 and then my slope of 94. A, y equals 94x is the correct equation. Number 4, the table shows the relationship between y, the cost to rent a boat, and x, the amount of time the boat is rented. So for 1 hour, it's going to cost $32, 3 hours, 56, 580, and then 7104. So all I needed to do here was I plotted the points if it was correct, and then I found the one that was the correct graph. So for my x of 1, I'd be going up 32. That's not even on this coordinate plane, and it's definitely not on the graph of that line right there. Same here. If I were to go over 1, that's barely going over, and I'm going to again be off this coordinate plane, and the graph is on it. All right. Over 1 up 32, over 3 up 56, over 5 up 80. Here's my points that are on this table. They are not on the graph of that line there. The last one here, I have 1 up 32, 3 up 56, 5 up 80. The points that I can plot here are on my graph. And so the correct answer was D, This graph matches that table. Last one, number 5. Which equation represents the relationship between the x values and the y values in the table? So remember, y equals mx plus b, m is my slope, b is my y-intercept. It has given me my y-intercept, the x value 0, so my y value of 4 is my my y-intercept, so b equals 4. Automatically, we could eliminate a and c. And then we just need to determine the slope. So we're looking at our change in y values over our change in x. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So my slope is 6. Y equals 6x plus 4 is the correct equation for that table. If you're having any issues with this, please come to a meeting or contact me, and I will help you. I will have my meeting set up the rest of this week at 11:15. Have a great day.